Lamello Lessons today takes us out of the studio and on site to beautiful Maine, to the cabin that we're building here. And we spent so much time talking about the Zeta and the P system, I thought it might be time to come back and do a little project with the humble wooden Biscuit and a Lamello Classic X. So in this situation, on these boards, I need to cap off my porch walls. And I need a board that's at least about 8 inches wide. This is 5/4 material, so to buy wide 5/4 material is kind of expensive. I had already over-ordered on my 5/4 by 6 and by 4, so instead of ordering more expensive material, I'm just going to make a wider board out of 2 of them, out of 2 narrow boards, and so I need to make sure everything is all aligned properly. So I said, shoot, I'm just going to grab a Classic and number 20 and make my splines to align my 2 boards. So I won't. I've made all my marks here. My joints between my 2 boards, I've made a mark every 12 inches or so. So now I'm just going to make a corresponding slot with the Classic machine, and then we're going to glue them up, and that'll be the last project for the end of the day. Alright, so we've made all our slots in our material on each corresponding half. And the reason why you want to use Lamello for these is because you want perfect panel alignment between your 2 surfaces. The slots that you're going to get with a Lamello Classic machine, the Classic and all the other Lamello biscuit joiners have a bottom cassette that's CNC machined out of a single billet of aluminum. So the tolerance on the base cassette and the flip stop are so tight that it allows for a slot that works with the tolerances to which these biscuits are made. So the tolerances on these are incredibly tight. You can see how perfectly these fit into place. That's what you want when you're working with a biscuit. You don't want it difficult to push it in. You don't want it floppy and sliding out. So they just slide into place perfectly. When these get glued together, the biscuit not only is going to create a lot of extra glue surface to create almost, well, it's a floating tenon, so there's a lot of greater strength with the biscuit, but you're going to have perfect panel alignment so that my cleanup on the surface won't be nearly as much. The grain is running at a diagonal angle through the biscuit, which gives it great strength within the joint. You wouldn't want your grain running along the direction of the biscuit, because then it could shear right off. You don't want it running completely across the direction, because then it could snap easily this way. That's the optimal angle for the grain to be, and it creates the strongest joint possible. So here we have our blanks that we glued up last night. We left them in the clamps overnight. Glue's good and cured, and so these are the boards we glued up with the number 20 Lamello biscuits. I'm going to quickly scrape this paint off, and we'll show you how perfect a joint. So because of the tolerance of the biscuits and the machine, I mean, if you look at this is one board here. I've got 2 boards glued up in the clamp at the same time, but you can see here, I mean, that's about as perfect a joint as you're going to get. No ledges here. It's a perfectly smooth joint. That's one of the little applications you can use for Lamello wood biscuits.